Or unless you want to. You can raise
Kyle
that up.
hit the Wilhelm scream by mistake.
I did?
Yeah.
I love that you have a Wilhelm scream button.
Oh yeah. Of course. If you ever need to push it, we have all kinds of insane sound effects. It's so funny. Like, how is it in so many things? Because it's such a ridiculous.
Oh, it's it'd be one thing if it was like a semi-normal scream, but that's a very intense scream. It's impressive.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Yeah. Wow. Good for us.
Devan, why should you be our roommate?
I should be your roommate because I am very considerate.
Oh, okay.
I always clean up after myself.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, you need someone to.
Not everyone does.
Yeah,
that.
not everyone does that.
Yeah.
Company included.
Yeah.
And I have a sword.
Urine!
Maggie's loving it.
Urine!
Put the cake in the oven and I'll read you a book on the shelf.
Water the plants that need it, and we'll play a game by ourselves.
Because you know that you can talk to me.
You can talk to me. I know that I can talk to you.
You can talk to me. Everything is going to be alright.
Welcome to Roommate Lovers, a podcast where a couple gives you a couple pieces of advice. He's Kyle, and he's coming for you, Bowser.
She's Maggie, and look out! Because Maggie's also here. She's player 2.
I'm player 2. You might recognize me as the green version who's a little bit taller.
Just a little bit.
Bro.
Introduced in Super Mario Bros. 2 is where he
Stop
officially
it.
got taller.
You know what? This is actually a good way to segue into the thing we must have
You're
a
right.
disclaimer for
This
for
is
this
a disclaimer.
episode.
We don't have a lot of disclaimers, but this
This is our first, I think.
disclaimer.
This is our
Hang
first,
on. Disclaimer. This is our first disclaimer.
Just a disclaimer. Get ready to hear a disclaimer.
All right, go ahead with the disclaimer.
Our guest today,
Love her.
we love her. And because we love her,
Maybe too much.
maybe too much, and definitely didn't kidnap her after and made her hang out with us.
Yeah, we
for a few
definitely
hours.
took her to multiple locations to eat food and get donuts.
Disclaimer, this is not part of the disclaimer.
This is not part of the disclaimer yet.
Mm-hmm.
Now go ahead with the third
And
disclaimer.
let me just unasterisk that. Now we're going into
Right.
the disclaimer.
Yes.
This episode is by far like the nitty-gritty, nerdiest episode.
Yeah.
The disclaimer is if you are a fan of Feanor from the Silmarillion, you're going to like this one.
That's just a little
And if you don't know who that is,
There are moments.
he comes up more than you think, than
There
you
are
think he
moments.
would in a comedy advice podcast.
There are moments of this episode that get a little nerdy.
Mhm.
A lot of it, par for the course.
It's
a lot of it, par for the course. Yeah, but there was a couple, like it starts off where it's like, okay, fun, some Star Wars, some light Star, and then it's like we just.
Everyone's seen Star Wars.
And look, some of you might be on board for some of it.
If you don't know the
And-
Sons of Feanor, why are you even listening to this podcast?
If you don't know who Feanor is, that's probably where you might fall off. But hey, in the second half, we get
It's
back
fun.
to March
We reel
Madness.
it back to March Madness in the second half.
We get back to it.
And truly, this disclaimer, and this is a disclaimer just on itself about my disclaimer because it was my first disclaimer.
Mhm, yeah.
It's like a retroactive disclaimer.
Retroactively.
This episode is still so much fun. We had such an
We had a
amazing
great
time with
time.
our
We
our
just
guest.
nerded out with Devin because Devin likes all the same stuff we do.
Yeah.
And so we really took advantage of it.
Yeah.
It's a great time, and I think you all should feel good about that.
Mhm.
I'm not reaching for anything here.
See you. What is
that?
Happy Hellhawk!
Oh my goodness, the Happy Hellhawk
Happy
is here.
Hellhawk in
When
the
you thought things
intro?
couldn't get off the rails anymore, Happy Hellhawk has returned.
The train hasn't even begun to move, and the rails are off.
Okay, so you know what? I remember getting an email about this. Happy Hellhawk is here to decide, much like the groundhog do, when
Much like the groundhog do.
when the last day of merch will be.
Oh.
So to give a refresher to any Happy Hellhawk fanatics out there, the Happy Hellhawk is two hawks that share one soul.
Yeah, it's one hawk.
It's one hawk with two souls.
One hawk, two hawks together as one.
One hawk is happy, one hawk is helly. And you don't know which one you're going to get. It's sort of like it's like a flip of a coin. Which hawk are you going to get?
And it's just as simple as that, and it's not weird, and it's not over.
It's not a weird thing. The happy Hellhawk.
If you don't get it, then that's on you.
That's on
because
you.
it's actually really simple and easy to understand.
The happy Hellhawk chooses the fate of a question we ask it. So we bring the happy Hellhawk
yes or
here
no.
occasionally.
Yeah.
To answer, ideally, a yes or no question. Sometimes it gets more complicated. It's confusing.
And it gets more complicated because we forget that we have to phrase it as a yes or no question.
So the Happy Hellhawk will decide the fate of the merch. We've had merch on sale here for a while now.
Oh.
And much like the groundhog, if the hawk is happy, we will see 6 more weeks of merch.
Okay.
And if the hawk is angry,
then it's time for
new one more
merch?
week
Great.
of this merch before we conclude.
Okay.
Do you think, are those the right parameters? We didn't discuss them.
We didn't discuss this. Guy
At
sort
all.
of telling me like we can make money for 6 weeks or we can make money for 1 week.
I thought this was exciting that we're actually putting it in the fate of Happy Hellhawk.
Okay, let's.
I think
crossed.
putting it in the fate. It's exciting. It's exciting.
Yes.
That's what merch needs.
Right.
This is like
Yes.
the McRib. We're artificially putting
Yes.
an end to the
Make
merch.
our merch the McRib. You're
we
right.
are the McRib.
This is demand.
This is demand, folks.
And this to clarify, supply is the same.
Yes, supply
This is
the
just
same.
about demand.
This is just demand. Look, we have to hit the end button at some point.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So Maggie, I need you to ask the Happy Hellhawk.
Okay.
And then decide its fate by pressing one of 8 secret switches.
I have to
here.
push the fateful button.
Yes, you have to. Well, I kind of know what they are, a little bit.
So I can't. Okay, and
So
I
you
don't
have to do it.
because we didn't discuss this.
Yes. So let us now ask Happy Hellhawk from high above. Maggie doth have a question for you.
My liege, my liege on the wings of wind.
He can hear you.
Should we do merch for 6 more weeks?
That's the happy
yes,
sound.
yes.
So that means yes.
No rush,
Whoa!
y'all.
Oh my goodness! So
Don't
we have
even
6 more
worry
weeks.
about it.
The artificial demand has been curtailed to 6 weeks. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Happy Hellhawk.
Goodbye.
We hope you have a great day.
It's funny that Happy Hellhawk gets on the back of a larger hawk and just stands on it and flies away when
You're
it
really
needs to get away.
complicating this lore.
No, it's simple. It's
Okay.
simple. 6 more weeks.
6 more weeks of
But
merch, folks.
That does mean you have only 6 weeks until.
Only 6 weeks of merch. That was real. And I was
gotta
hoping it was 1 because I really just wanted to amp this up.
Wow.
I
I wanted it 6 because I want people to be able to like do it on their own time.
Yeah.
Kyle. It's the gig economy.
It's the gig economy.
People don't know what their next shit's gonna be.
But we know what our next shit's going to be,
Yeah.
and it's the amazing and hilarious roommate we have this week.
Ooh,
As we were saying, we were so thrilled to have her. I say it in the episode. I every time I see her, I'm like, we just have to hang out with her more.
Yeah.
So please help us in welcoming. She's from Entertainment Weekly.
Damn.
She's a journalist for Entertainment Weekly. Puts out some great work. She has hosted a couple podcasts I'm a big fan of. We get into on the show. One of them is called All Rings Considered. The other one, Dagobah Dispatch.
You'll never guess what they're about.
Oh, please help us in welcoming this week's roommate.
Devan Coggan.
Our last guest made fun of how long our theme song is, which is probably
Feel free
to say
rip in.
we probably should shorten whatever we play here. But I feel like it gives it the it's like the sense that we're getting into it.
It's like we're backstage and we're about to walk like
We're in the wings.
I
we're in the
feel like
wings.
it's like we're in the big house. Suddenly we're in the wardrobe right now, and we're about to cross
Yeah.
into Narnia. That's
Yes.
what I feel
Oh.
like is happening right
100%.
now. So take that, Alana.
yeah.
Devin, thank you so much. for
Devan
being here.
Coggan.
We're
the one
thrilled.
and the only.
We're thrilled to have you here. Every time your name comes up, every time there's a glimmer of Devin on the horizon, I'm always like, why aren't we hanging out with Devin?
Kyle has been saying it all week. I was like, Devin's going to be at the thing we just went to
You're
this
you're
week.
one of the coolest people I know. I feel like
Yeah.
everything you do is cool.
Yeah.
You have a very similar interest to us.
Yeah.
And
professionally, like so interested that they pay you to be interested.
Yes, so I'm just constantly impressed by the little details I find out about you. And I'm just gonna keep talking now because
It feels like you're going to burst into song. It feels like you're going to be like,
And this is Devin.
Well, I will say I have been
great.
aggressively trying to befriend you both for
very nice.
several months
That's very
now,
nice.
so-
I want to do a D&D game. We mentioned this a long time ago.
Yes. Yes, because my
Yes.
D&D group fell apart, and I
Oh, no.
would love not anything bad happened. It
was
just
bad.
sort of
Some
no.
orcs. Some orcs.
Some
came-
orcs.
You know what
yeah.
happens.
Oh,
It's,
raid.
you got to watch out. But I am aggressively trying to join a new D&D campaign.
Well,
Well,
so
let's pause this
aggressively-
podcast and we'll start one.
And
Great.
let's do our character sheets.
let's roll.
No, we're thrilled to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for
for
having me.
staying with us.
Sword is it?
Well, I have two, technically.
Okay, well, lead with that.
I have Andoril,
Great, which was, before it was called Andoril, what was it called?
the Shards of Narsil.
Thank you. It's not that hard.
I gave Maggie some trivia, quote unquote trivia, and
It's not really trivia. It's just like breathing, and
she
you
knew
just know.
it immediately. Look, I didn't know it as well. I thought it was at least like, look, sometimes I know maybe I'm giving her maybe a softball, but I'm like, maybe not. We'll see.
Yeah.
And she, before I could even finish the question, yeah.
He said like the shards of, and I was like Narsil. Like, you dummy. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So you have an Andoril.
I do.
Andoril.
And I also have Sting, which isn't really, it's sword adjacent.
It's sword.
It's more like, it's smaller. Yeah.
Listen, like a letter opener can be a sword if you're tiny enough.
That's true.
And they do have the Sting letter opener that Maggie did put
Yeah.
on our wedding registry.
Did you call me Maddie for 1 second there?
It's happened
heard
once
it.
before, at least.
Mhm.
yeah.
At least on the air
That's-
that we know of.
That's my. That's
Did
my.
you wish my name was Maddie?
No, that's my mistress.
Wow, that must be confusing.
It is,
and
yeah.
is because you just did it.
I searched for a long time for the word mistress. I was like, what's the word?
What's the word? What's the word for Maddie?
That's
that
how far away
that
I
I
am
frequently.
from having a mistress is that I can't even think of the word.
I don't have any official like I have swords. There's swords here, and
And
I'll show
we're
you my
talking about it.
swords. But I don't have like a licensed one. And when we went to What a Workshop for our honeymoon, I was on the cusp of buying Sting, but they were currently out. And I wouldn't have been able to bring it back anyway because it's a full weapon. Thank you, Kyle. But I'm very jealous, and I do hope to come by and just swing those around with you someday.
Anytime you want. I will
Great.
warn you that I do have cats, and I
That's
know you
true.
are violently allergic.
Do you know what's funny is the swords aren't dangerous, but the cats are.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's like the
Swords?
giant sharp thing hanging on the wall.
It's not
Whatever.
dangerous.
So all this swords and Lord of the Rings brings us to one thing I wanted to mention. One of the best titled podcasts I've ever heard, and that I would love to hear more of, is All Rings Considered.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's just if you don't know All Things Considered, that's what it's playing on. And you guys talked
Also
about
is so good at explaining what jokes are. I love that about
I'm just
you, babe.
not everyone knows All Things Considered, and I just want everyone to be as impressed as I am.
Sure.
But yeah, you guys covered. You co-hosted this podcast. You covered season 1 of Rings
of Power.
yeah,
As we like to call it, ROP.
it is Rob.
ROP. I'm a big fan of ROP.
I'm realizing I built this up and I don't have anything to say except, hey, nice work.
Good job.
Thank you.
We loved it. We listened.
I'm
Yeah.
never mad about people complimenting me.
Yeah.
So please continue.
No, I feel like I started following you on Instagram, and then I learned you had that podcast, I think, and I was like, this is awesome. She's cool. And then I found out you had another podcast, and it was Star Wars themed. It's
Yeah.
just like, I'm just constantly impressed. The Star Wars one just wrapped up. The Death Star blew it up.
This is true.
The Death Star
Yes.
blew it up.
But you can still go back and listen to the backlog of it. Lots of good stuff. Dagobah Dispatch.
Yes.
Yes, lots of good
I
stuff.
learned a
there.
lot from that podcast. Good interviews.
Thank you.
Good interviewers.
Thank you.
Great stuff.
Thank
So,
you. No,
congrats.
it's super fun. I mean, getting to talk about Star Wars every week is kind of the most
Yeah.
fun thing. I mean, I do that anyway in
Yeah.
my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
it's nice to be able to do it, with a microphone.
Where's your allegiances lie? Like, where's your favorite? What is, when you think Star Wars, what is the thing you think of first?
I mean, I'm original trilogy.
Hard same.
That's
Hard
just
same.
always been my go-to, my favorite. I've gotten into, I love like Clone Wars and some of the animation.
Yep.
I've,
Love Clone Wars.
loved some parts of the sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
Some of the live action Disney Plus shows, but
Yeah.
but for me, like OT is
OT.
where
Where
it's
do you
at.
land on the prequels? Those were notably left out of that list.
Revenge of the Sith is great. The part of
And-
Attack of the Clones, the part that's just Obi-Wan Kenobi doing his little detective story
Yes.
is
That
great.
is fun.
It's great.
That
That
fun.
if the entire movie was just Detective Kenobi, it would be my favorite.
Detective
Somebody
movie of
pitch
all time.
Detective Kenobi to Kathleen Kennedy right now.
That's what Obi-Wan
Yeah.
season 2 should be.
Great.
Just
It should
he's
be.
solving mysteries.
Please. There's been a move.
Guys, I'm looking at our question doc, and we've got to just get into it because we're already there. This one comes to us from alias Lexi Y,
Oh,
lots
with
of
lots
Ys.
of Ys, I'm seeing.
From the second city. The city, not the institution in parentheses.
Aw, the
If
Harvard of
you
improvisation.
could live on any Star Wars planet,
Hey!
which one would you pick and what would your house be like?
Whoa!
This one came to us a couple weeks ago and I saw it in the document. I was like, I got to bump this to the top of the list
Okay.
for our guest today. So which
Well,
planet
it's not
and what
going to
would
be
your house
Tatooine,
like?
sorry, Tatooine.
Yes.
It's not going to be Jakku, sorry, Jakku.
Okay,
We're
so
not going to live in the
getting rid of the
desert.
sand
It's hard
planets.
enough in Southern California.
That's true. It is.
Yeah.
So yeah, SoCal is a lot like Jakku.
The answer is Alderaan, but the thing is, Maggie, know
Hmm.
what happens to Alderaan.
That's correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, Naboo is kind of Alderaan adjacent.
Naboo is kind of what I'm thinking
pretty.
because it looks like Lake Como and
It's
it's
Italy.
like gorgeous.
Naboo is Italy. I would
and-
pick Naboo.
Is that where they filmed some of it? Is
Yeah.
that where that exterior is?
Yeah.
Italy?
Yeah.
I forgot.
And then some of it was in like Middle Italy. Middle-y.
Middle-y.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I think that's probably the correct answer. I mean, I love trees. Endor might be a good
Yeah.
option. Or what about like
I'm trying to think of something off the beaten path. You know, something in the
Yeah.
outer rim. You know,
what about like a Yavin 4?
Yavin 4
Oh,
has
Yavin
cool
4,
ruins.
yes.
Yeah.
I do love how that looks.
Yavin 4, they're having ceremonies every day. You want a medal? Go to Yavin 4. They're handing them out to
just-
everyone except
Not if you're a
Wookiees.
Wookiee. Not if you're a Wookiee, folks. Sorry. Hey, you were there. Thanks.
Thanks.
That's
Yeah.
all we can do.
I'll take a latte.
You get
Yes.
a pat on the back.
You get his belly scratch.
I don't think they have any lattes on Yavin 4. That's what I was just thinking. Is like if I want to get anything,
That's
Yavin
because
4.
they don't have any alternative milks. They don't have blue milk.
Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm just holding for the applause, waiting for the applause to happen. It's just in my head. All right. But what would my house look like? Probably like the little one at the end of Mandalorian season 3. Is 3?
Oh, that
3,
his
4?
little house.
Yeah, the little tiny
Oh,
one that like
yeah.
Grogu and Din Djarin get to live
Yeah,
in. Sorry,
yeah.
Din Grogu.
Din Grogu.
Din Grogu.
Din Grogu.
I love their little like one. That's basically what we live in now. If we could just take our tiny home and move it into like the mountains of Naboo or
Uh-huh.
Yavin 4.
My house. What would your house look like? I'm trying to picture what my Star Wars house would look like.
I don't know.
Tiny little.
I always liked the Ewoks living in trees.
Okay.
Like, I love a tree house.
Okay, we're bringing. Okay.
It's very Lothlorien, kind of
Yes.
in the
Ooh.
trees, just to mix franchises.
Mon Mothma's house that they showed recently. And,
Oh, Coruscant.
Yeah, in Coruscant. I like that place. And
So
that's
you
got a
want to
good
be
vibe.
basically like
Maybe
the
just in the
president. You want to
city.
be
Yeah, I wanna
in
be
like
the
the
president.
president's manor.
That's- yeah.
She does have a sick apartment, though.
It's so
Yeah.
gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
There's like a sunken living room.
Uh-huh.
the dream.
Tasty.
The dream.
I don't think I could live on Coruscant though. I love cities. I need like it's too sad. There's no green. Anyway, too far. We're going too far. We've lost the audience. If I've lost Kyle, if Kyle's staring at me blankly.
My mind wandered.
God,
What
that's
is the don't text for 3 days after the date thing? And does it work? Do people still do it?
What is the don't text?
You know, like if you go on a date with
yeah.
someone, don't text until 3 days after. Otherwise, it's too needy.
Oh, is that? Are we there?
There's a lot of rules like that, and they're
we
asking.
didn't do that rule.
Well, no, we didn't do any rules. Yeah. What does that mean?
I don't know.
What does that mean?
Sounds like you're unhappy. It's like you're really looking. You got a mistress named Maddie.
Yeah.
You're saying we broke all the rules.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, I got to
Wait,
call her.
Devin, what's your roommate lover status? We didn't get into this.
Do you have a roommate? Do you have a lover?
roommate? Do you have a lover?
I have 2 roommates named
Ooh.
Jasper and Jupiter. They are both
Hey.
cats.
Love that.
Hey.
Love that.
and it's
Jasper and Jupiter.
Jasper
Yeah,
and
those are
Jupiter.
great
We
names.
love some alliteration.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, they're really hairy and kind of loud
Okay.
and don't pay rent.
They're loud?
Oh my God, they're so loud. They just like to, Jasper he's like 11 and just likes to like, not scream, but just like the sound of his own voice. Just
You know
likes to, no, into the ether.
They sound a little like Wookiees, you know?
Honestly, I can see the
Yeah.
resemblance. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where do the names
No
Jasper and
medals.
Jupiter come from?
Jasper was adopted with the name Jasper and it just
Oh.
stuck. He came from a litter of kittens that all had J names and I just picked up this little black kitten and I was like, that is a Jasper. That is a correct
it.
name. And then Jupiter, when I adopted him, his name at the shelter was Scott,
Scott the cat.
which is the funniest. I'm like, what is he, a frat boy? Like something about that is so funny
A
to
frat
me.
boy in like the 2000s.
Yes.
Like
I don't know. Like he's the villain in a coming of age movie, like the bully.
Scott.
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 So
Meow.
That's funny.
Meow, meow, meow.
No. No.
Exactly. That's exactly what he sounds like. No, so I was like, I like the alliteration. So
I
we went
love
with the-
that. And
with the
Jupiter's such a good name. I would name a person Jupiter. Kyle, looking
Oh
at
my
you.
goodness.
What do you think?
Jupiter? Seriously?
Jupiter.
That's what you want to name a kid?
Jupiter and Jasper, honestly. Can we just take those?
Deal.
Yeah, they're interesting names.
Great. I love it.
Yeah.
Anyways, the 3 dates, not texting after 3 days. It's fine. You're fine.
I think you should text sooner if you like someone even.
Yeah.
I think you
Yeah.
should text immediately. I think you should be
Yeah.
like, hey, did you get home safe?
Yeah.
I think you should stay on the phone with them the whole time they're on the train, the bus, or in their car, just to make sure that they get home safe
The real
entire
thing
time.
is
100%.
Yeah.
the real thing is you have to just like you do like that's my energy, so I would do that. And if they don't respond well to that, it means like, well,
Yeah.
then we don't have the same energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I respond very well to being constantly pestered.
She does. She handles it very, very well.
do.
You do that with interviews where like you're like you don't publish an interview with like a celebrity or something until 3 days after because you don't want to seem like you cared that much?
Yeah, like I don't really want you to think that
Yeah.
I care that much about
Yeah.
you.
I just want you to think I'm working on so many other things.
Oh.
I'm doing so many other interviews.
Yeah,
at this
I'll
time.
get to that Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
you can
sure.
wait your turn.
Okay.
I don't know why that was
Tootsie.
my poll.
I think he's doing many interviews.
I was gonna say super relevant
Yeah.
in 2024.
There's got to
I
be
have
like
no idea why.
anyone else that's in the zeitgeist. Do it.
Dustin
Nope.
Hoffman?
No, Dustin Hoffman's not around.
Sorry, I meant Dustin Hoffman.
Nope, that's not.
Okay.
That's not happening.
My bad, guys. All right, I bumped up another question that was in the Google Doc
Thank
here.
goodness.
Because you're here, and I'm realizing that we're going on a dangerous road of just talking about nerdy
I
things.
see this.
I mean,
Why was Boromir embarrassed when he cut his finger?
Oh,
I mean, because he fucking cut his
I
finger.
think because he was in front of Aragorn,
Duh.
and Aragorn's just like so cool and effortlessly cool.
He's just sitting there
You know?
staring at him like, let's
Like-
play it out in case you don't remember the scene.
Yes.
Right? Like, Boromir, the way they cut it in the theatrical release, so it's different in the extended version, is the Boromir's in a room talking to himself, holding a famous sword, cuts his finger, goes, oh, it's still sharp. And then he looks over and there's a guy watching him and he's like, what do you mean, why is he embarrassed? That sounds pretty embarrassing to me. What were you about to push, Kyle? Your finger was hovering
I was
over.
looking for a sound effect that would assist your storytelling, but I couldn't find it.
I thought you were like about to...
There we go. Okay, tell it again, Maggie.
In a world where Sean Bean is still alive in this movie, he enters a room covered in paintings of lore and of yore. Yes, that's the horse. Don't know the name of them from the top of my head. Devin, any famous
Bill?
horses besides?
Shadowfax?
I mean,
Or
it's
Bill-
Shadowfax?
let's just say Shadowfax.
Sure.
It's Shadowfax. Yeah, that was Shadowfax. Anyway, so Sean Bean approaches a beautiful podium. Oh, who's that? No one. He's alone. Or so he thinks. Huh? You're here? Aragorn? It's not but a broken blade. Ah! And then it drops. Then it falls and clatters with a clink and a clank and a clonk upon the grounds of Rivendell. The end.
That's all there
Thank
was.
you. That's all she wrote.
Yeah.
That's all she wrote.
That was epic.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much. That was
10 out of 10.
Thank you so much. I think I've been thinking about writing a Lord of the Rings.
Don't
That's all I'm saying.
look this up. Clark just asked me this yesterday.
Okay.
Is it portrait of Dorian Gray or picture of Dorian Gray?
It's a picture.
It's picture,
Picture of Dorian Gray.
Well,
right?
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it is.
I've read it.
Yeah, but I thought me and Clark both thought it was portrait. It was like it's definitely portrait.
Just because it's from old times doesn't mean they
I
can't
didn't even
say
think they
picture.
had the word picture back then.
No,
you know?
they say picture.
Picture.
The picture of Dorian Gray.
You guys both do that so fast.
Picture of Dorian
I know,
Gray.
but even if you've read it, it's like it still feels like it's portrait.
just sounds right.
Portrait sounds more official.
I
And,
mean, you're
like,
not wrong.
more-
Portrait.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
It
listen,
sounds
Oscar.
correct.
If we're gonna do notes for Oscar right now, portrait sounds better, but it is picture, so that's just where we're at, Kyle.
Let's get to some trivia.
Please, I have the trivia today, and guess what it's about?
Oh no. We might have front loaded this with too much nerd.
I'm sorry, folks. If you are listening to this to get genuine relationship advice, we barely grazed
We
that.
barely grazed that.
And I know we're not going to do it in the second half of this episode.
I know
because
what's
it's
coming
March,
up.
and I
Yeah,
know
we
what's
got-
coming up in the second half.
Devin's helping us with a very important task in
I
the second
mean,
half
let
of
me.
the show.
Oh, here, let's do this. Communication is key. We did it.
Hey, communication is key,
Communication is
folks.
key.
That is correct.
Okay.
Love each other.
Which of the following is not one of the sons of Feanor?
Wait, I think I might get this one.
Uh-huh.
I have a chance. I've
Oh my
read
God.
Silmarillion.
Is it Curufin? Kelegorm? Maedhros?
Oh, fuck.
Or
This
Valanthir?
is so fucking deep. We're going to find out right
Pause,
after
pause,
the
pause.
break.
I was like, Devin, wait, don't talk.
We will be right back.
This episode is brought to you by the lights of the 2 trees of Valinor. They'll never go out, so don't worry about it. The light of the 2 trees of Valinor.
This soap makes my feel good skin great. Happy times. Oh, right. We are now right. That's where my eyes glazed over after that first Star Wars question. I was like, wait.
I saw
how
you.
deep
I was
are
like,
we?
are you thinking about your house that hard, or are you thinking like, what have we
I was
done?
like,
What have we done?
I was like, what percentage of people know Mon Mothma's name? That's what I was thinking. I was like, Mon Mothma's pretty big, but also
80% of the
I
population.
was like, how many people know Mon Mothma's name? Unlike Sears, which is back and bigger
Don't
than ever.
do
Am I right,
this
Devin? Did you
every
know that
time.
Sears is back and it's bigger than ever?
I can't believe that this is just the name of the podcast is now Sears is back and it's bigger than ever.
That's not the name of the podcast, but it could be. I thought about starting a separate podcast.
I did not sign up to be in a podcast about Sears.
Okay, so you know Sears?
I'm familiar.
Do you have a Sears story?
I don't think so.
Yes, not everyone has a Sears story. Thank you, Devin.
That's okay for today because I do.
Oh,
Ooh,
I have
God.
an
do
article
tell.
here. Hey, you're a journalist. You appreciate articles.
You know articles.
I love
This
articles.
one
Big
comes
fan.
from CNN Business. Whoa.
Whoa.
That has the word business.
Must
in
be
it.
true.
This feels legit. And let me tell you the headline.
You're amping it up too much.
Let
There's
me tell
no
you the
way
headline.
this is going to be good.
Let me tell you that.
I don't want to know the headline.
Troubled retailer Sears quietly reopens 2 stores.
That's nothing.
What is
No.
behind the guess the word comeback?
I don't want to see it.
That's what it says from CNN Business. What
I'm
is
sorry.
behind
A
the
giant
comeback?
conglomerate reopening 2 stores is a comeback?
That's like a lot. So
It's more than zero.
I'm going to read you part of this article. I know you're everyone
Awesome.
asking. What's that?
Awesome.
Oh yeah, that's our producer saying go on. To the casual shopper, Sears, one of America's oldest retailers, may appear to be on life support. The department store chain that once reinvented how Americans shop now barely has a brick and mortar presence. But talk of Sears' demise may be premature. Just
A
2
gasp
months ago,
from our guest.
a previously shuttered Sears in Burbank, California, quietly turned the lights back on. 2 weeks
and
after
Kyle
that,
noticed.
I did. 2 weeks after that, another reopened in Union Gap, Washington.
Hey, I love Washington. It's my favorite state.
The article does go on to talk about how they were there on Black Friday and there weren't that many people there, blah, blah, blah. But this just goes on to show that Sears is
If
back.
you're a giant store and it's Black Friday and
Well,
not a lot of people
it
are
was
there.
a quiet reopening.
I guess.
Have you been to the Sears in Burbank?
No.
We got to go.
Should we? Okay,
We gotta
great.
go.
What are you guys doing after this?
We're going to Sears,
Going
I
to
think.
Sears, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll meet you there. I need
Yeah.
a new
I'll carpool.
life. Yeah.
No, they got
I
boots,
guess-
they got shirts, they got
Okay, I'll get
refrigerators, they got ovens.
They
you
got
know.
everything.
They got
wouldn't-
everything you
let's
want. They
get-
got toys. They got lightsabers.
Do they have like? Wait, do they?
Well, yeah, the shitty ones.
oh, you mean like the ones that like expand
Nerf,
out like a kid?
like Nerf ones or something.
What's
you
a
know?
Nerf one?
You know, like a Nerf where it's just like a soft thing.
Not interested.
Sorry, I didn't mean to hit you, Devin.
All good.
Yeah, sorry.
Devin lost an arm just now because of Kyle's bad miming.
Well, just for the record, Maggie, it's up to you to transition back to the trivia
Right,
now.
it's my
Yeah.
turn.
Mhm.
Devin pulled up a finger to like she was ready to answer it.
Before Devin says this, and she apparently knows, can I get the options? This is
Yes,
Feanor's
yes.
son.
You can. Which of them is not? Feanor
Oh,
has
not
7
yet.
sons.
Okay.
Seven.
And
the seven
Feanor,
sons.
who's
Too many.
Feanor's son? Can I get some?
I can't. You're trying to get me to what? What are you
Is
talking about?
Feanor? Okay, forget it. This
Kyle
is all
has
Silmarillion.
read
This
the
is so deep.
Silmarillion, but I don't blame him. Because
Feanor is he the one who has the 3 sons with F's or no?
no, he's one of the 3
3
sons.
sons. Okay, great.
yeah.
Who's his dad?
Finway.
Finway?
Finway.
Yes,
Finway.
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 Great. This does
I
help me.
looked at
Keep
Devin
going.
to make sure.
Keep going.
I'm yeah.
Finway.
Okay, keep going. Who?
Okay.
Give me the options.
Okay, the options are.
He's the eldest, Feanor.
I don't know that he's the.
Okay.
I
All
think he's from a different marriage.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
He's the
because
one who's
the other ones
separate.
are
Gotcha.
Fingolfin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Finnerfin.
Finnerfin.
Great. Keep going.
Kyle wrote a song that's called Fingolfin and Finnerfin, and it's just Fingolfin.
Seriously?
Finnerfin.
I mean, it's just like a little song I do
Yeah,
sometimes. It's
even
not like-
Devin is judging you right now. Serious?
as-
She's impressed.
As someone
She's
who
impressed.
messes up elven family trees and genealogy all the time.
Let's see if you mess it up today. Here we go. Okay, the options are Again, which of these is not one of the
I
sons
know,
of Feanor?
I know.
Curufin, Celegorm, Maedhros, Valanthi.
I actually know it. Do you know it?
Yeah, you go first.
It's the last one. Whatever you said is the last one.
Okay,
I'm pretty
why?
sure.
Why?
Because the other three are.
Yeah.
I think.
The other three are.
You guys just know it? I'm so
Yes!
impressed. You're right.
yeah!
I mean, I'm
Devin,
so impressed.
Devin,
We
yes!
killed it.
You killed it. That's awesome.
I feel so good about
I
myself.
guess. I will say one of his
Maggie,
sons.
are you friggin' turned down right now?
Yeah,
Devin,
in
get
a
out
big
of here.
way. Get out of the room. Devin, go play with the sword. One of his sons is called Caranthir, and I thought if you knew that one, you would be thrown off by Valanthir because I thought I was being
It
really
sounds
hard.
correct. It
Wow.
sounds correct.
The other
but it's
ones I
not.
remember
But I
kind of,
know,
and I
like,
thought-
Maedhros is the one who gets his like arm chopped off. 'Cause
Yes.
he's like hanging from,
Yes. Yes.
you know,
Yes.
and his friend comes in like he flies away on the giant
Bye.
eagle.
Bye.
It's great.
By hand. Good job. I'm very impressed. Holy shit, that was incredible.
Yeah, that was really good.
Wow.
I feel great about myself. And hey, folks, if you're still here, well, it's time for March Madness. That right? It's the March Madness phenomenon sweeping the country about roommates who.
Oh wait, this
would
isn't
be
about basketball?
the best. Oh no, this is not about
Ugh.
basketball. So this is who would
thank
be the
God.
best roommate. And I have it here somewhere. I just have to.
So
find
Devin,
it
we
again.
have we're in week 3 or 4 of this now.
Yeah, so we've done 3 rounds. So you're actually here for a very important day.
crucial day.
We legit needed someone who would be smart enough to whittle this down because
Mm-hmm.
we're whittling this down. So we have 16 matchups to decide today. It's
But
going to be a
what
tough
we're
one.
deciding is who would be a better roommate.
Yeah, we're deciding who would be a
Understood.
better roommate. So we have 16 matchups to decide the top 8 teams in
Holy
this,
shit.
okay? In
Okay.
March Madness, they would call it the Elite 8 that we're building towards. For this, I'm going to call it the roommate.
That's so good.
That's
I'm
good.
mad
That's
at
pretty
how
good.
That's
it
good.
is.
That's
I
good. So
don't
let's jump
like
right
it.
in, folks. All right.
Oh, I
We got a
love
lot
it.
of tough matchups. We've had people like
Okay.
Jeff Goldblum was kicked out. Will
you believe
Forte, Kristen Bell, Pure Gold. A lot of things have already lost.
Pure Gold was kicked out.
Yeah,
In favor of
so-
something else. I forget what.
So we have some good roommates here. It's
Yeah.
gonna be tough. Let's get right into it.
Yeah. I feel like this is a good team. I feel like we're aligned on a lot of things here.
All right. A spooky skeleton
Okay.
versus Tommy Lee Jones. Who would be the better roommate? Tommy Lee Jones or a spooky skeleton?
I mean, Tommy Lee Jones is allowed to leave because he won't scare people by being out in the world. But a spooky
This is
skeleton
true.
might like scare the neighbors. It might be there a lot. You know what I mean? Like you might not get your own space a lot of time.
This is true, but a spooky skeleton would be come in clutch for Halloween.
You're not wrong.
You would have the best Halloween decorations.
Have
on
you
the block.
have you interviewed both these people?
Just the spooky skeleton, not Tommy Lee Jones.
Okay. Well, what were they like? I mean, let's get into it.
He was
roommate?
lovely. He
Okay.
didn't have much to say,
Okay, I'm like
given that he doesn't have a mouth.
I want a quiet roommate with no
Yeah.
mouth.
I mean, like, kind of clacks a little bit. I feel like lots of like bone clacking. But
Do you think it's gonna be that thing with the spooky
Spooky,
skeleton where they're gonna
scary
like
skeleton.
exactly, Kyle, bring like a rave of other spooky
Yeah.
scary skeletons and
They're
like
gonna do like a line dance.
creep, 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 creep.
I was gonna say, do they like have dance rehearsal like
Yeah.
every day? That would get a little exhausting.
They're tight. You have to do it. You have to practice a lot to get that tight.
They definitely
Yeah.
do,
Yeah.
and they don't have control of their muscles because they don't have that.
Yeah.
This is true.
Devin,
Where are
you
we
leaning?
landing?
I mean,
Better roommate. Better roommate. That's
maybe
what we're going
maybe
for.
Tommy.
I think I'm going with Tommy as well. I'm going with Tommy because he has money.
That's true.
He can pay. He's a lot of money.
He could like pay for takeout and like wouldn't always be like, "Can you Venmo me
Yeah.
$3.47?"
Yeah, and I feel like he'd be like out on the front porch because we'd have a front porch in this situation. And he'd just be like whittling. And he'd be like, "What you making, Tommy?" And he'd be like, "Steaks." He'd be like, "All right, dude, let's get to it." And then we just quietly sit quietly on the porch in the rain making steaks.
If Tommy Lee Jones uses Venmo, he 100% writes out like in full detail what he's Venmoing you
Yeah,
for.
you're right.
He doesn't
Yes.
use emojis.
No.
Yeah.
All right,
no
Tommy
emojis.
Lee Jones
Okay.
wins. Next
All
up,
right.
Selena Gomez versus
Ooh.
Orson Welles.
oh,
Oh.
oh,
Oh.
well.
Wells.
I've said it last time when Selena was in it before. If there's a murder in the building, who are you gonna call?
Yeah,
Selena.
Selena.
And if there was a murder, who's the number one suspect? Orson. He probably did it.
Probably
That old crazy
Yeah.
coot.
Devin.
I mean, I do love Orson Welles because mostly I would just be like, tell me about when you filmed your cameo in the Muppet movie.
Oh wow! I did forget about
Amazing.
He has one line in the Muppet movie.
What's his line? I don't remember.
It's where they're like, we're here to be rich and famous, and he's like, prepare the standard rich and famous contract, and that's his one
That's
and only
good.
line.
So
That's
good.
That
Yeah.
is good. That is good.
No, I think I got to lean towards Selena.
Yeah.
She like, I don't know. Orson Welles would like, I don't know. He would freak
You'd
me out. a
fuck-
little
I
bit.
just like how
Yeah.
she seems cool. You know,
She
Yeah.
seems cool,
she
She's got
seems
cool
like I need to be her
friends.
friend.
dude. Free.
That's all there is to
Free access to Martin and Steve.
There
I
you
was
go.
gonna say she's got cool friends.
Yeah.
I would be like, can
All
you
right.
introduce me to Martin Short?
We're going to
Yeah.
Selena.
Okay,
Next
Selena.
matchup: Paul Rudd versus Michelle Yeoh.
Oh,
fuck.
that's
That's a tough one.
difficult.
That's a tough
I
one.
mean, they have both very strong things in their favor. Michelle, the most badass person I could possibly
Yes.
think of, and also elegant
oh yeah,
and put
So
together,
elegant.
and I think very kind and
Seems
warm.
like it.
Paul Rudd, the best. That's speaking of parasocial relationships. I'm like, we're already best friends. He
We're
just doesn't
already
know.
best
He
friends.
just doesn't know it. And he's cute.
Yeah.
I'd go Paul Rudd just because I feel like I don't know. I feel like we'd be like playing some Super Smash maybe.
Yeah. He would bring like his own Switch and be like, "Do you guys want to play Fortnite?"
Yes. I feel
Yeah.
like Paul like wouldn't judge me if I was like, I just need to like lay in bed and have a lazy day. Whereas like
That's
I
true.
feel like Michelle would be like, I have 9 billion things going on.
You're
What
right.
do you
Yeah.
mean?
She'd make you feel
That's
bad
true.
for not
Yeah.
being good
But
enough.
she
I don't
could
think she
teach
would do it
me.
intentionally.
wouldn't.
No.
You
She
would
would
do it
just
to
be-
yourself.
She'd just
Yeah.
be being Michelle, and you'd
Yeah.
be like,
And I'd be like, man.
Yes.
Man.
A real
Okay,
Kyle,
we pick
if you
Paul.
will. All right. Next up, the Predator from the 1987 movie Predator vs. Raphael, the Ninja Turtle.
"This is a no-brainer for me."
This is
I
a
know
no-brainer
I
for
was
me.
the one who picked Predator last time.
Yeah, I don't know why you guys picked Predator,
but now I'm scared of him again.
yes, I'm scared of Predator, and I need Raph to
I pick
beat
Raph.
him up.
Yeah. I
Okay,
don't want
we're
the
going
predator
Raph.
in my house.
No.
Thank you, Raph. Next up, a scoop of chocolate versus Zendaya.
Oh no!
Some of these matchups are really tough, but these are how they just matched up. Okay,
a
these are how they
scoop of
matched up.
chocolate. I mean, yum 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 yum. I want it, but
Quiet roommate.
Zendaya,
Yeah. Yeah.
she's pretty cool. She's
you know,
pretty cool.
she seems too cool. Like past Selena cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's
Too
she's
cool.
skyrocketing to the A-list
Too cool.
status. She's too cool.
Too cool. Chocolate? Yeah.
But I could also just go to the store and get chocolate. I pick Zendaya. No.
I'm picking chocolate.
I pick chocolate.
Devin?
Ooh, am I the tiebreaker?
Yeah.
Well, no, we both just picked chocolate, so it
I
doesn't
don't know.
matter.
I don't know. Let me hear yours. Let me hear.
Maggie,
I would lean towards Zendaya because I feel like she's chill. She like, I don't know.
not too cool?
Not too cool.
Oh.
She's cool, but I feel like she's chill. But
Okay.
also, I mean, I don't know. I love chocolate too. I think you can't go wrong.
I pick
well-
Zendaya, and then we would go to the store and get chocolate.
Okay, what did you
Easy.
pick, Devin? Because both of you sort of said both things so far.
I pick Zendaya.
I would pick Zendaya. I think
All
Zendaya.
right, it's Zendaya. Moving
Thank you,
on.
Zendaya.
Next up, it's Donkey versus Will Arnett. This is a
Donkey,
tough
the
one.
donkey from Shrek.
I love Will Arnett. I mean, he seems really funny. He has that ad
Yeah.
money. He knows Reese's. He knows trucks. But Donkey, I mean, come on. I'm basically living with Donkey right now. I'm going Donkey.
I think I'm basically living with Donkey right now.
See?
Are we two
Two
donkeys and no
donkeys.
Shreks?
Two donkeys, no Shreks.
Oh,
That's the name of the
no.
episode. Two donkeys, no
Two
Shreks.
donkeys, no Shreks.
That's the quote of the week. That's the
And
quote of
we
the
did it.
room.
I guess
I'm trying to
I
make that a
pick-
thing. Quote of the room.
It's the code of the room.
Quote of the room.
The code of the room. I don't know.
The hand gestures really make it.
Yeah.
It's like a
that
it's like a
sells it.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I pick donkey.
Okay, then it doesn't matter what you say, Devin.
Sorry, Devin.
I think that's correct.
Okay,
No,
great.
that's
We're
this is
unanimous.
yeah, this is
It's
unanimous.
donkey.
This two donkeys has turned into three.
This is a tough one. Jennifer Aniston versus
Oh.
Chandler Bing.
Oh no!
The character versus the actress.
Oh no!
Yep.
It's gotta be Chandler. He's like
We-
a famously
yeah,
good roommate.
this came up last
He's
time.
gonna
He's a good
win.
roommate.
He's the best at being a roommate. He pays your rent for you sometimes.
And let's
He
be
pays
honest.
for your acting classes.
We don't know anything about Jennifer Aniston because she's a real person, but we know everything about Chandler
Because
Bing
he's-
because
I know
we've watched
everything.
seasons and seasons of him.
That's true. That's true. I pick Chandler.
Are you a Friends person? Have you watched a lot of Friends?
I'm not. I'm a bad
Whoa.
millennial.
That's so funny. I don't know
yeah.
if that makes you bad.
No.
I feel like do a lot of young people know Friends now? I feel like Friends has a bit of a renaissance, if I can say that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it
big time.
blew the hell up.
Yeah.
It was like when it came to Netflix or whatever.
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
Now all the youths.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Malala. Malala loves Friends.
Malala?
Malala
Noted
loves
youth.
Joey. That's her favorite.
That's right. I
Malala
forgot all
loves
about
Joey.
that. Yes.
It was in
so
the special. I
What-
just love that Malala loves Joey.
Who would you pick, Devin?
Between
Chandler Bing, Jennifer Aniston.
probably Chandler because
Okay, I like it. I think
Jennifer.
we're
I don't
all-
know.
I think that's 3 for
Nothing
3.
wrong with you, Jennifer.
No,
You
she's
please,
She seems
cool.
no,
great.
Jennifer, please come on the podcast.
Just please be our roommate.
No, you're
We have
invited.
a couch just for you.
But we picked Chandler.
Okay, next up, and this is the last match before
Oh,
halftime.
fuck.
It's a bonus match because Kyle fucked something up and we need 8 for next time. So back from the dead is Charizard versus Charlie Chaplin.
Charizard versus. Well, Charizard would catch the house on fire
Maybe.
and blow you up and isn't happy to be there. I feel like Charizard's never happy to be anywhere.
No.
You never see
No.
Charizard smiling.
Which I would say I'm kind of, that's sort of the energy I'm used to getting in the morning. I got a real Charizard
All right.
for a wife.
All right. Raw.
Yep.
A+.
I mean, Chaplin is great, but he doesn't say a word.
I will say, damn it, you made me to my joke that I was going to make the same exact joke as last time.
So quiet, doesn't say a word.
Or should we just start repeating jokes on
Yeah,
the podcast?
go
And boy,
ahead.
are my arms tired. What do you think, Devin?
Yeah, I think he would be really quiet, which is a good thing in a roommate. Although he would maybe I don't know, I feel like he would just practice stunts. You would just find him climbing on the roof.
Get down,
And you'd be
down
like,
from
"Stop
there.
it."
Mm-hmm.
Or
Stop it.
I don't know. Whereas although Charizard I feel would also wind up on the roof at some
Yeah.
point. So
Freaking everybody out.
I feel like that one time Charlie Chaplin stole a kid and made a movie about it. That was weird, right?
What?
The kid? He stole that kid?
Huh.
Okay.
This is a Chaplin. There's a big hole in my Chaplin Chaplin
Your
verse.
Chaplin
in here.
iconography.
Also, didn't he father children until he was 100 years old?
Okay, we don't know.
So I
we
don't
said
know.
this
He's a
last
big-
time
he's
and we
like a
actually
big, like,
don't know.
play- he's
Devin
like a
might
big
know, but
playboy.
we don't.
I don't know.
We
I'm
don't
not
know
an
enough
I
about
think he had a
chaps.
kid when he was 98.
Wow.
So if he's doing that, I don't want kids around.
No.
I love kids, but I don't
So
want
we're
them in
going
my home.
Charizard?
I pick Charizard.
All right, it's halftime.
I pick Charizard.
That's right. We'll be right back with more March Madness. Anything you guys want to do in the halftime?
I mean, should we say one other piece of relationship advice?
Devin?
Yeah, Devin, go.
I am the wrong person to ask for that.
Okay, if you were, what's a pickup line that you would say to someone at the bar?
Great advice. Great
Oh
advice.
no, yes, do it.
I would say, hey, you look like me.
I would say,
And I see me all the time.
okay. It worked on me when you said that to me.
My whole thing is just confusion. I try to confuse people until they give up their defenses. It's an insecurity. Back to March Madness. That's right. It's March Madness here on RL Network, RLN.
Is it more March Madness?
Yes, we have more March Madness.
Wait,
That's why I said
what?
halftime.
Oh, it's halftime for. Oh, what?
It's halftime.
Okay,
I told you we now have 8 more matchups.
Oh,
I
shit.
told you this is a tough day,
We
and
gotta
Devin
get-
has to be here for it.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm trying to get us through this.
I'm so confused.
Okay, next up, Catherine Hahn or Benjamin Gates. So, yeah, this is tough. So, Benjamin Gates from the Fame movie.
Fictional character from
National
National
I'm
treasure.
Treasure.
familiar.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Catherine Hahn, hilarious.
I mean,
A delight.
A delight.
the thing with Benjamin Gates, which I brought up last time, is he'll have treasure, and if he doesn't, he'll get some.
He'll get some. He knows where to get it.
True. But I feel like he's also kind of messy. I feel like he always has
Yeah.
scrolls and documents
Yeah, he does.
scattered
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's like, can't
Okay.
you digitize this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And Catherine Hahn is fucking Catherine Hahn,
Delightful.
and I want to know her.
I
really
want to
bad.
know her. I'm going Hahn.
I'm going Hahn.
I think that's correct.
Thank you.
All
thank
hands
you,
on
thank you.
deck. Next up, Richard Warren Sears or Polar Express Tom Hanks.
Never Polar Express Tom Hanks.
You're right.
Never.
It's Sears. Sorry, Devin.
It's
Next
not
up,
happening.
Legolas versus Britney Spears.
I mean, 3, 2, 1.
Legolas.
I mean, we love you, Brittany.
All
and
right.
I remember saying that we wanted her before because we wanted to make sure we could protect her, but not.
But now we
But
need a
not-
protector, and that is Legolas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next up, Appa versus Samuel L. Jackson and the best flavor of Oreos
So Samuel L. Jackson has the best flavor of Oreos
with him.
They
With
come
him.
as a pair.
Yeah.
They're
Okay.
a pair.
Or Appa.
Or Appa, who can fly.
I pick.
I mean, Appa's pretty great, but I feel like
Big.
the shedding might be an issue.
Shedding.
I bet I'm allergic to Appa.
I'm sure you're allergic to
Oh.
Appa.
I don't like knowing that. Appa is my favorite.
But Appa probably would be fine sleeping outside if we're being honest.
You're
This
right.
is true.
Yeah.
And then you have your space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the best of both worlds.
I'm going with Appa. I mean, I don't know where you guys are at. I'm putting my flag
yeah.
down,
Yeah.
but not inside of Appa. That would hurt him. I'm not going to put my flag in Appa.
Devin?
No, I'm Team Appa.
Yeah.
All right. There you heard it here first, folks.
Thank you.
Electrode versus War Era Churchill. This is my favorite matchup. I know we named the other episode a couple times ago, Rashida Jones versus War Era Churchill, but I feel like I want to name this
Electrode
one
versus-
versus War Era Churchill.
Electrode versus Warrior Church.
It's such a great matchup, and it is tough. So Electrode is the one with the angry eyebrows?
No, Electrode's the one that's like, huh.
Are we sure? Hang
Yeah,
on.
which one
Yes.
is the one with the red on top or the white on top?
No, Voltorb
I'm
is
looking
red
up
on top.
Electrode.
Voltorb is red. Voltorb is one of my favorite Pokemon.
Okay.
He's
Ooh.
red on top and he's angry eyes.
Okay.
Electrode's white on top and he's like,
He's like, hey.
He's like, hey. He's got like this cocky little eye that's like,
So here's, Electrode looks excited.
thank you.
He looks excited, generally speaking.
Yes,
Yeah.
and Electrode looks pissed.
He's got
Oh
white
no,
on
sorry,
top.
Voltorb looks pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Electrode versus War Era Churchill.
I mean, if you have Electrode, you don't got to pay electric bills. I'm just
That's
saying it.
true. That's
That's true.
smart.
Saying what
That's
everyone's
smart.
thinking.
Go green.
Where Churchill's busy.
Busy guy.
He's busy.
You want a friend to sit at home with you and
Not
play
him.
some games? Not Churchill.
He's gonna be taking baths all the time.
True.
Takes a lot of
He's
baths.
gonna be taking calls in the bath,
Yeah.
being like, "Bomb them, don't bomb
Yeah.
them, buy,
There's
sell."
probably mustache hair everywhere.
Ooh.
And he's the cigar. He's got the cigar.
The
The
cigar.
Bravada
I didn't even think of that.
I
Cigar
can't
rules
have
him
that.
out. I can't have that.
We love you,
I
Churchy,
can't-
but we're going Electrode.
Electrode. Next up, Tracy Ellis Ross or Clone Wars Anakin Skywalker.
What the fuck? How dare you?
I know this matchup. I feel bad for Tracy because I feel like it has to be.
I mean, when
Clone Wars,
yeah.
Anakin Skywalker.
I remember
he
when,
has the Force.
Yeah, when Tracy was like up for debate last night, it was like, well, it's no question, it's Tracy. But
She's hilarious.
now
She's so friendly.
it's gotta be Anakin.
Uh,
He's not bad yet. Maybe we could fix him.
Devin.
He's still in that we could fix him era.
Okay, we could fix him, and we're fixing him to win this whole thing. Next up, second to last match of the day, we got Jason Bateman versus Natasha Leo.
Oh. 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 Let's go, Bateman.
Okay. Oh,
I know you guys should pick me.
oh, Natasha Leone, did you just walk in?
Yeah, I'm gonna. This is my voice.
Oh my
Definitely
goodness,
good.
Natasha Leone, do you think you should
What?
be our roommate, or do you think Jason Bateman should be our roommate?
Yeah, pick me. I love playing Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's
okay.
true.
Okay, so you like Zelda? That's
Yeah.
pretty good. Devin, do you have any questions for Natasha Leone while she's here? It's a rare occurrence.
Can I ask her a question?
Yeah, you can ask her, Maggie.
I didn't think this through. Natasha, who's your celebrity crush? Well, it's gotta be Jason Bateman.
Oh wow, Devin, do you have a question?
Are you excited for Poker Face season 2?
Yep.
Wow, thanks so much, Natasha. We gotta get
Bye.
going. We're gonna pick you though.
Okay, we picked
We
Natasha.
picked Natasha purely for the fact that
Wow.
she showed up and Jason Bateman, wow, did not.
She was perfect.
Yes.
Wow,
she
she's
was
everything.
perfect.
She sounded exactly as I would.
Yeah,
if I.
that's how I remember
It's
her.
exactly how I
Yeah,
remember her
no
sounding.
notes. Last matchup of the day. It's a tough one. It is the song All Star versus Danny DeVito.
Oh no, that's really hard. Oh no.
Sitting in solemn silence while we really think about this.
I mean, I know what I would pick, and it's partly just for the comedic effect, but
I got to pick the song All Star as my roommate because it's happening all the time
yeah.
in my mind, in my life.
Yeah, I mean, we're
But-
two donkeys. We love All Star.
Danny DeVito is so. He would just give you a good big hug.
We think.
He would tell you he's proud of you.
We think.
We think.
You know?
But somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me.
Devin, do you have any thoughts?
I think you guys picked the correct answer.
Okay, great.
Okay, we're going with All Star, and this has been another March Madness!
Yes!
That's right, folks. Stay tuned. Next time, we're going to have the roommate. It's going to be a tough thing, but I think we might throw it to Instagram, maybe get some feedback. Some
Yeah.
help, because we definitely need it. Thank
Oh.
you, Devin. That was a
Devin.
difficult thing to get through. I knew it was going to be hard, but
That
we
was
had to do
more
it.
emotional than I thought it
Yeah,
would
that
be.
was very emotional. And
I don't think I could have gotten it through it.
I'm screaming on the inside. Devin, thank you so much for being here.
Oh my God, thank you for
Yeah,
having
sheesh.
me.
Wow.
It's been a swell old time.
It has been a swell old
Yes.
time, honestly.
Anything you'd like to say or plug or get out there, make known to the world before we retire you to your room?
To my room. I'm
Yeah.
so excited.
Before we lock it from the outside.
Yes,
Oh,
we have the key.
Okay, good.
If you need to get out, just text us, but our phones are going to be off.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
But what
That's
did you want to
helpful.
plug?
What can I plug?
say.
I don't have anything really to plug. I'm a journalist. You can read my work at ew.com.
Yes, a lot of good stuff. I've read it, and it's great.
It's
Yeah.
really good. It's good
Thank
stuff.
you.
Yes, I still have somewhere in this room is the copy from Comic-Con that you wrote all about Lord of the Rings
yeah.
and Rings of Power. And I was like, Maggie's like, this is Devin. I was like, what? It was
Yep.
super cool.
Yep.
That was
Yep.
really fun.
That was
yeah.
really fun. That's a great piece.
We hung out at that bar
Yep.
that was themed
It was like Mario.
Super Mario
A
Bros.
Mario
bar.
bar. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah.
good time.
It was great.
Yeah.
That was a great time. And you know what, folks? If you've made it this far, wow, you must be a nerd.
Yeah, you nerd. Get out of
You
here.
heard? Get out of here. Go on home. Devin, thank you so much for being here. And may the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
And also with you.
All right, I'm going to go find Feanor. Okay, bye.
Whoa, they're pulling the reins back. This
Pulling.
podcast, it's time for this podcast to slow down.
Yes,
girl.
easy there, Shadow
Easy there, Shadow Facts.
Yes, hold on to your horses.
Lord of horses.
Oh my goodness. Devin's the best.
Devin's the best. I wish Devin was still here.
I wish Devin was still
He's
here.
so cool.
Right now.
Yeah.
It's too much, but it's
Yeah.
just she's just cool.
Yeah.
She's just cool.
So thanks to Shadow Facts, thanks to Devan Coggan. What a great
yes,
episode.
and you know who else is cool? You, the room rat, for being here. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
listening.
Thank you. If you're
hey,
still here, we want to hang out with you.
yes, if you've made it thus far, you're our kind of rat.
Call
Because
us up.
hey, please leave us anonymous questions from around the internet. Leave us a voicemail. All that can be found in the episode description below.
Yep. Another thing that's happening is our merch is apparently going off sale in 6 weeks.
6 weeks. Yeah, check out our merch.
That is the fastest time I could think of. So you're
Yes,
probably going to
so
want to
true.
check it out right now.
Right now. And hey, you can support the show on Patreon. We have bonus episodes there. We have some new stuff we're working on there. It's an exciting time for roommate lovers. All right, let's get out of here. I'm Kyle.
I'm Maggie. Go for a walk.
Everything is going to be alright. Are you a frog and you're tired of hopping around? Hey, guess what? I'm Ned, and I have a serum for you. It's called Flat. Flat is so good, it's going to make you go so smooth like a snake. Oh, what's this? My skin is peeling off. It's revealed that I am in fact a snake, and I am trying to get rid of all frogs because I hate them, and I sell them a serum, and then they can't hop anymore, and then I can catch them and eat them. So slide over to me, frogs, and come into my mouth because I love you.
Snake
Too far?
oil. Snake oil.
Snake oil.
Not too far. You did say come into my mouth.
I heard that.
but it wasn't. You did say into.
I heard
So
that.
there was like that little
Yeah, I
little
heard
save.
that.
That's it. Bye-bye.